journalist, please raise your hand. There should be a raise hand feature. There should be a raise hand feature in the meeting. If you're a journalist, please raise your hand so that I can take the session accordingly. All right. Um, all the other people over here, are you all photographers or journalists? Please make a certain reaction so that I'm able to understand what all of your needs are in the meeting right now. All right. Thank you so much. You can lower down your hand. All the photographers in the meeting, please raise your hand for now. All right. So the majority of you all are photographers. Roshul, is Nayan coming over for the photography training session?
Just told about that you'll be coming for this session.
All right. So Nayan is not coming for the session.
Uh, yes, ma'am. I think he's not coming.
All right. Okay, no issues. I'll take over for the briefing and then I'll redirect him to Nayan later on. Fine. No issues. Okay, so to give you all a brief about what is IP, IP is basically international press that works as a bridge between the United Nations committees or the Indian committees, the committees that are being simulated in the MUN and the outside world. So what happens is that all the articles, all the photographs that you are clicking gets published in something called a newsletter, right? So it's a publication, it's a newsletter, it's a magazine that gets published after the conference is over, where we publish all of your articles, your photographs, all of your caricatures as well, and which tells about what has happened during the entire event, during the entire conference, right? So, for example, if you have seen a proper reporter and a photojournalist in a conference or any event in real life, what they do, they take photographs during the event that is happening, and then they submit everything to the journalist, and the journalists over there or the reporters over there also write articles based upon what they have seen or observed in the conference or the meeting or the event, right? Then they write an article about it, and what happens in the newspaper, the photograph and the articles are published together, right? So the same concept is maintained over here, and that is something that you will also be doing during the conference as well. So what happens is that I will allot you all a committee beforehand, that is, a day before the conference, so that you all of you are able to, research about that particular committee, about that particular committee's topic, and you are well resourced accordingly as well. And then you can write your articles based upon the committee, the agenda, and what you will see on the day of the conference. So what happens is that on the day one of the conference, you all will be going to your reporting committee. So again, I will be giving you all a committee. That is your reporting committee. For example, I will allot person A to you and EP, and then that would be the reporting committee of that person A, right? So on the day one of the conference, you will go to that committee for reporting, and you will observe what is happening. You will note down what is happening in the committee, create your ideas as to how you want to form your article, your opinion as well, and then you will report it in the format of an article, right? So specifically talking about the journalist over here, that is what you will be doing, that you will be going to your committees, reporting over there, you will be observing and then writing your article accordingly as well. Fine. So taking a quick break from the journalism part, since it would be a longer session, I'll brief all the photographers first, since you have a shorter session right now. And after the session is over, you have your head of photography, Nayan Bansal, where you can reach out to him for further clarifications, doubts, or queries. But your general task during the conference would be to take photographs in during the committee sessions and within the campus of that event, right? So, for example, you have been given a reporting committee in advance. For example, you have been allotted AIPPM, right? So you will be going to that committee to take photographs. The photographs could be different in nature. For example, you would be given a task to take portraits of the executive board. Executive board is the judges of the conference, right? Or the committee over there. So you are reporting an AIPPM, then you will take photographs in portrait, that is in vertical format, of the executive board over there. That is the chairperson, vice chairperson, rapporteurs, right? Or in AIPPM, those are moderators, deputy moderators, and scribe. So again, taking vertical portrait shots of those people. Secondly, you could be given a task to take wide angle committee photographs. For example, you have to capture the essence of debate and the essence of the whole committee as a whole of that particular conference, right? So again, taking wide angle, horizontal or landscape photographs of the committee as a whole. You will visualize and symbolize what the debate is happening. How is the debate happening? You will take certain shots that would be, similar to negotiation or would describe negotiation, deliberation, and debate in a committee. Fine. Or you could be given certain creative task. For example, photo story. Photo story, as the name suggests, is a sequence of photos that depicts a story that you want to maintain or you want to relay to the audience. So, for example, you decide that you want to um, showcase a story of how to organize a model United Nations conference, right? So you will first of all have a secretariat member uh, formulating a plan for the MUN. Second, in the second photograph, you will capture that the secretariat is organizing or decorating the whole venue for the conference. Thirdly, you will also capture in the photo that they are transferring the delegate kits to the committee rooms. And fourth is a secretariat picture where you will capture that this is a successful conference, right? So this is a sequence of photos that depicts a story that you want to tell to the audience. That is what you mean by a photo story, right? Or you could be given a task to capture monochrome photographs. For example, monochrome means that mono means one, chrome means a color or different shades of that color. So basically, you would be given a task to take monochrome pictures, basically a black and white format of the whole campus, of a particular person, or just simple monochrome pictures of the committee as a whole. But whatever that you are clicking photographs would not be from like different out of the bounds of the MUN conference or the venue as a whole. All the photographs you will be given a committee that you would be taking photographs in. If not there, you would be given a task, a specific task to take a photograph, but within the boundaries of the campus as a whole. That would be it. And again, phone photography is allowed if you have a camera, a DSLR, or any other camera, that is fine as well. We are marking you on the basis of the technicalities and the quality of the pictures that you are producing and submitting it to us, and not the technology or the camera that you are using instead. Right? Any questions for now, photographers? Any questions that you have? Also, one more thing, a bit of research regarding the agenda is essential for all of you as well. Why? Because again, if you have been allotted UNSC and the agenda about that committee is regarding Israel-Palestine conflict, and you know that in the Israel-Palestine conflict, one of the major intermediaries in that conflict is USA and Russia. So again, if you are not aware of what is happening with regards to the agenda, with regards to the current news, so you would not be able to gauge out these important things in the committee as well. So for example, what if US and Russia are having a conversation, and that is something that you will be capturing in your photograph as well. Why? Because it is very much relevant to the discussion in the committee plus the agenda as well. So until and unless you understand the a bit about the agenda and what you are going to observe in the committee, you would not be able to have a very good picture, or you would not be able to capture the essence of the agenda and the committee as a whole, right? So try to do basic research about each and every agenda, agenda of each and every committee. Committees and agendas you will be able to find on the Instagram page of Xanthron Mun. And again, if you don't find it, let us know. We'll provide you the background guide links as well, so that you are able to understand the subject matter of the committee. Fine. Photographers, any doubts? Any doubt or any query that you have? We will have a proper, in-depth session with, in-depth session with regards to, how to handle your cameras, the photography sessions and all. But that would be conducted on the day of the conference by your executive board, that is Nayan Bansal. So again, if you have any doubts, let me know right now. I have explained a basic crux about what you will be doing on the day of the conference, and that is all that you need to know right now. Any questions? If there are any questions, either put it on the chat box or please raise a hand. I'll wait for a moment. Photographers, I hope I am clear to you, right? At least unmute and let me know that I'm able to, reach out to you, that you're actively listening to me. Show a reaction if you're not able to unmute. I don't want to, just talk to the screen and not letting you all know that what is happening on the day of the conference. People in the meeting, please show a reaction that you are able to listen to me, that I'm audible.
Somebody has asked in the chat box that can we change the reporting committee?
Right. So the reporting committees are based upon, random basis. So, but what happens is that there is someone who is not able to understand Hindi well. So in that case, we can change the committee to a UN committee instead. But generally, the change of committee is not something that we would recommend, because it is based upon random, sampling method over here. So, but again, if you have a valid reason to not go in that committee, we would be able to accommodate you. But that completely depends on the day of the conference and the strength of the journalists or the reporters in that committee, right? So, if you have been given a committee in advance, try to prepare for that. But if that does not work out for you, you can reach out to us and we'll try to accommodate you accordingly. Fine. Fine, Bhanvi. I hope that I have cleared out your doubt. Anyone else has any other doubt? If not, the photographers can leave the meeting for now. For the journalists, please stay back. You will be having your session right now. The photographers, if you have any doubt, let me know. If not, you can leave your meeting. Thank you so much for joining. See you on the day of the conference. If any doubt, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp instead. Journalists, stay back. Your session will be starting now. Rushi, can you scroll down a bit to the very first page? Downwards, please. In photography, no, there is not any specific phone that is allowed. You are free to use your own phone. It may be an iPhone, it may be Samsung. That is up to you. As long as the quality of the photos is fine, we are accepting everything. Right. Okay. So starting with the journalist now. So journalist, as I previously mentioned, your role as a reporter, as a journalist in the MUN would be of an observer. That is, you are going to go in your respective reporting committees. You will observe what is happening. For example, the delegates are giving speeches in the committee, right? So you will listen, you will actively listen to their speeches and note down what is happening. And note down what they are saying. But I know it is not humanly possible that you note down each and every single statement of that particular delegate. So in that case, you have certain alternatives as well. That is, either you can audio record what is happening in the committee, or you can, talk to the particular delegate later on in the private sessions or in the informal sessions, and then ask the repetition,
Ma'am,
right?
please repeat.
So, uh, pardon?
Ma'am, can you please
Right.
repeat because
So,
your voice was not audible to me.
all right, I'll repeat again. So, what will happen on the day of the conference, that you will be given a reporting committee, right? On And you will go to the reporting committee to observe what is happening. You will note down the speeches given by the delegates in the committee, as in, you have been given UNCSW. And so in that committee, the delegate of India is giving a speech regarding what they have done with regards to women empowerment and what they have done with regards to women in general, right? To uplift them. So you have to that is a new information that they're providing to the committee instead, right? Or you have an alternative to recording in the committee, that is you can audio record whatever is happening, or you can in the informal session, for example in the private session or in the informal session or the unmoderated caucus, about a clarification or any repetition of what they have said if you were not able to record it beforehand. So these are the alternatives of recording and noting down what the delegates have said in the committee. After that, you will create your ideas or the structure as to how you want to formulate it in the format of an article and then report it in the format of an article instead. Fine. So that is the general crux of what you will be doing. You will go in, that is observe, note, create, and report. Fine. Rushil, can you scroll down a bit? Okay, so clearing some doubts. Yes, there can be more than one journalist in an assigned committee. So since we have only one journalist over here and there are only 6, 7 committees, right? So there could be around 3 to 4 journalists per committee and 3 to 4 photographers per committee as well. Specifically telling about the moderated and the unmoderated caucus, what happens is that when you go to your committee, there are certain things known as the ROP or the rules of procedure. That is basically how the committee will function or how the committee flow is going to be. For example, first of all, they have a roll call. A roll call is basically an attendance in the committee with the delegates. Secondly, they move on to the general speakers list, the GSL. That is, the delegates in the committee provide the general stance on the agenda, right? So that is, as I previously mentioned, the delegate of India is going to tell about what they have done for women in their own country. So that is the GSL. In the GSL, the journalists are not going to give speeches. Only delegates in the committee are going to give speeches. As a journalist, your role is to write an article instead. Fine. Secondly, they have a moderated caucus. Moderated caucus is basically a subtopic of, for example, if the topic or the agenda is women empowerment, then the subtopic or the moderated caucus topic could be the issues relating to the women empowerment. For example, domestic violence, bridging the gender wage gap between the gender minorities, or it could be political participation of women, right? So these are the sub agendas related to the main agenda, right? Since main agenda is very vast in nature, that is women empowerment, तो उसके छोटे छोटे topics पे focus कर रहे delegates. That is why they have a moderated caucus. Then they move on to an unmoderated caucus. Unmoderated caucus is basically between the delegates where they are going to informally speak to each other. They're not going to give speeches. They're only going to, informally speak to each other with regards to, what direction that they want the committee to focus upon or any other, decisions that they may want to take with regards to the committee later on, right? So that is basically what you will see in the committee. And in relation in the Indian committees, what happens is that the concept remains the same. The terms, right? So we have opening statements. Instead of moderated caucus, we have public session. Instead of private session, we have, sorry, instead of unmoderated caucus, we have private session, right? So basically, like almost the same thing, but with like different terms. Fine. So that is what you will observe in the committee. And but before that, you will have to research about the committee and the agenda of that committee as well. And how do you research? Basically, you have been given your topics or the agendas of your reporting committee in advance on the Instagram page, right? Go to Google Scholar, go to even normal Google as well. Paste that agenda, read through the articles, read through the academic papers, read through the research papers, and that is how you research on the agenda, right? So again, cause, effects, past, present, future, that is how you know what you have to focus upon. What is the history behind it? What is the present scenario, or what could be the future implications with regards to the agenda? For example, if the agenda is about Israel-Palestine conflict, then what was the history behind that conflict? What is the current scenario? What is currently happening with regards to the topic? and what could be the future implications, as in what would it lead to, or what implications would it have for geopolitical arena, what implication would it have for the economy in the future, right? So again, past, present, future, what, when, why, where, how, what happened, what is the cause, why is it still happening, and what are the other countries doing regarding the same, and how is the mediation happening, why is there no ceasefire regarding the same, right? Solutions have been provided as well, and what discussions are happening in the UN right now with regards to the agenda, right? So that is how you will be researching cause, effect, past, present, future, right? So again, go through the credible and verifiable sources. Do not quote Wikipedia. I do say that Wikipedia is a good source where you can start your research from, but never end your research on. Why? Because Wikipedia gives you a structure which you can focus on for your further research. But since Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, so that is not a trusted source. So what you have, you know what you will do? You will go to the .org websites, .edu websites, where you will research further. You will research from the resolutions, the UN press, the UN archives, the treaties, the negotiations, the press releases that have been published. So all of these academic papers, research papers are the areas where you will be taking your research from instead. uh, I would say you can read through certain news articles as well, but again, credible, a somewhat credible news agencies what is preferred. Don't go to certain biased agencies or commercial websites for your article or your research instead. Fine. That is basically it. That is what you will see on the day of the conference, and that's how you will research as well. We have a doubt that is, ma'am, where can we see to what agenda is assigned to us? So, a day before the conference, I will give you a reporting committee. I will send a list on the group with the committees that you will be reporting in. You can go to the Instagram page. Over there you will see the topics with the the committee as well. So that is the agenda, that is the topic that you will be researching on. If you are not able to get that, I'll also send everything on the group as well, so that you are able to easily navigate through everything. I hope there are no more doubts with regards to how to resource and what you will be doing on the day of the conference, right? Moving on. Roshni, can you scroll down a bit? Scroll a bit more down to the article section. Rushil, the very first article. Right, right. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so
The
as I
meeting will
previously
actually end in less
mentioned,
than 1 minute because there's a 40-minute time on Zoom. So, everyone, please leave the meeting and rejoin once again.